So I have more information, sorry. So because I've been doing both, right? I've been in the masculine and the feminine energy, and it's been exhausting, and I'm so tired. I've been so tired. And I've been holding the alignment since we met for both, and I've been holding the alignment for all of my counterparts. Actively rising, actively choosing myself, actively like becoming a better version of myself constantly, while every masculine that I've met has always stayed stuck, has always chosen not to rise, except for my other masculine. My first masculine, we had to go into separation because we have a different contract, right? So the contract was he was the activator, so he activated me, and then I had to rise, and then now it's his turn to be activated through our separation, which is long, long periods of separation. So my first counterpart and I went through a long, huge period of like, we've gone through long periods of separation, and then ultimately like he was yeeted off my timeline because he chose someone else. And then he's going to go through exactly what I went through when we were going through our first initiation. So I'm an activator for him, he's an activator for me. But this current counterpart that I have, like aside from like all my other current karmic counterparts, this current counterpart is the aligner. So he's with me while I am aligning to the Empress energy, and he's aligning to the masculine energy. First one, activator. Second one, aligner. So yes, I am in a more than one counterpart journey. So he, now we're in alignment, which means I have to surrender. I have to surrender for him to step in his masculine energy. And so that is why my car was yeeted off my timeline, because it no longer is aligned with where I'm at energetically. It's an old version of me that was in survival mode. And now it's an old version of me that was in masculine energy also, while I was also trying to embody the feminine energy. This is why my guides are like, you need to just wait it out. You need to just be in your Empress energy. You need to just allow. But it's really hard for me because I've been in survival mode, and I've been in masculine energy, which is just drive, drive, drive for so long. But my masculine chose to rise, which means that in order for him to step into the masculine role of alignment, he has to learn to embody that, just as I have to learn to embody just solely the Empress energy. And this is the part we're at in our journey. While he rises, which, like I told you, he feeds me, he takes me out, he picks me up, he drops me off, we hang out, and we're working on dates right now. But as he's rising on what it looks like to be a healed masculine emperor, I'm also working on what it looks like to be a healed empress energy. That means I have to allow downloads to come in, work on my intuitive, okay, it's a funny story, work on my intuitive downloads to help the collective, to shift it to collective, because that's my mission, right? So I'm entering into a space of rest and reciprocity because I've been carrying us through divine masculine, divine feminine energy solely within myself. And so now that he's chosen to rise and step into his emperor, I have to let down my sword. I have to surrender. I have to allow. And now it's really difficult, which I'm sure it's really difficult for him to rise into his masculine, but he's doing it. It's really difficult for me to just sit back and not do anything, but I'm doing it. And it doesn't mean that I'm, like I said, I'm not just not doing anything, because I'm receiving downloads in this space of stillness, downloads that are going to help shift the collective. But I have to surrender in order for him to rise. And he is. So it's beautiful. And then once we stabilize the union, that is when the expansion for me comes in. But I have to wait for him to stabilize the union and have trust and faith that I'm going to be provided for and taken care of for. So that doesn't mean I'm not actively doing things and waiting around for the universe to be like, hey, yeah, though that means that I am in this space of stillness. I'm working from the Empress energy, which means the Oracle energy, which means that I have time now to focus solely on my collective while he provides. And that provide can look like planning dates. It can look like taking us out for fun. It can look like getting me food. It can look like us going to do things, so that I'm not just solely in this like energetic space of not doing anything, and then I have more time to focus on my mission. And he does help me on my mission. His energy actually comes in to help with messages for the collective through his higher self. By the way, little side story note before I end this video. He is the Hierophant. His life path literally equals the Hierophant in the tarot. My life path literally equals the High Priestess in the tarot. I am all the High Priestess in strength. I'm an 11, life path 2. He's in a life path 5. So we're High Priestess, Hierophant. Telling you that's not freaking divine counterpart. That's crazy. But anyways, I just wanted to share this story because I thought it was really interesting, and I think that it'll help you in your lives connect dots when it comes to your counterpart journey. And also if like you're experiencing similar things to me where you've like had everything taken away from you and now you're being forced into stillness, that's you being forced into Empress energy. And I love you guys. I know I'm compassionate for you.